Hello and welcome everybody. We have the NAEU patch notes for July 24th. This is the big one from last global, and we're going to be going right into it. So we have the combat system overall that most of you have definitely heard about by now. So overall, the balancing of base stats across classes. There's an AP increase stat that has been adjusted, DP decrease stats, special attack damage increase stats. They are pretty much all adjusted. They've also changed how special attack damage effects from skills stack. So special attack damage from skills and skill add-ons now stack together. Individual special attack damage effects such as back attack and critical hit damage increase do not stack with each other. However, individual special attack damage and all special attack damages will stack. So example 1, crit hit damage increase and all attack damage increase will stack. However, if you have a back attack damage plus 10 and plus 15, only the plus 15% applies. And if you have a back attack plus 10 and a critical hit damage of plus 5, these will also stack. They've also changed the resistances and ignore resistance stats. So they changed it so resistance stats no longer apply in PvP, and they removed the ignore resistance stat as a result. Adjusted the effects of certain passive skills. So they changed class skills. They've adjusted effects of certain unique buff skills on some classes that increased or ignored resistance. They also changed to remove resistance increase, decrease, or ignore resistance effects from certain class skills. Further, they've also standardized all characters' base resistance to 20%. This means they've standardized the base resistance for Berserker, Witch, and Wizard to 20%. Grapple skill changes. So they've added a unique visual effect to all grapple skills, so they're easy to identify. They've adjusted the melee and range grapples to have a 0.3% second startup time before activating, and the dash grapples will have a 0.4 second startup time. They've changed the grapple success or failure to be determined instantly when you attempt the grapple. They've also changed it so that all characters gain super armor on a grapple fail and can perform other actions after another 0.4 seconds. During the first 0.3 seconds of the grapple startup, your character can rotate based on the camera direction. However, during Nova's Punishing Trap, Hashashin's Constriction, Sage's Seize, your character can only rotate towards the camera direction immediately after casting and cannot do so afterwards. For Corsair's Heartcatcher, Patraka, your character can rotate when cast in place, but if comboed after another skill, the same rule applies as above. They've also added failure animations for certain classes when their grapple skills fail. So that is for Warrior's Takedown, Valkyrie's Punishment, Ninja and Kunoichi's Death's Descent, and Ninja's Flash Bondage. They've also improved the animation for Tamer's Soaring Kick on grapple fails to look more natural. So it's fixed so that after failing, you can smoothly combo into other skills as well. Other skills become available after 0.4 seconds. The summon damage calculation formula will also be changed, so the character's special attack damage increase effects now will apply to the summon's damage. They've changed so that buffs that increase damage now also boost the summon's damage. This applies in places such as Israel Islands, Tungred, Gaifen Temple Underground. In PvP, monster-related stats such as monster damage reduction and monster damage reduction rate no longer affect damage taken from summons. They've also changed so summons no longer become stronger at night, and they've adjusted the base damage of summons to keep their overall power about the same after these changes. So they've reduced the damage of direct attacks by summons, except Black Spirit skills, by 36.5%. Then we have the accuracy rate and evasion rate removed. So they've merged accuracy and accuracy rate, as well as evasion and evasion rate to make the character stats easier to understand. So removed accuracy rate and converted each 1% into +4 accuracy, and the evasion rate has also been converted from 1% into +4 evasion. They've also removed the mouse movement during skill use, so that they've changed it so you cannot use mouse movement while using a skill. You can still use the mouse movement function in situations like gathering or basic movement just like before. Then we have notes on changes per class. So they do mention that classes that previously relied on mouse movement controls and Shai's signature skill Misty Haze have undergone adjustments that players will definitely notice. So this is like a heads up. They've approached these changes with great care and consideration. While we understand that some of you may be disappointed, please know that these tweaks are necessary to ensure Black Desert continues moving in a positive direction and to achieve their long-term vision of the game. So it is also important to note that today's patch is just a starting point, and they will continue to monitor and do ongoing improvements to complete these changes, and going forward, they'll keep a close eye on class roles and performance and making further adjustments, so do expect more changes to happen. So starting out, we have changes for all classes. They've added accuracy plus 18 per skill level for a total of 108 at level 4 to the Infinite Mastery. Pretty much says the same thing again. Then we have Warrior, Succession, Prime Enhanced Spirit. They've changed the following skill due to the resistance overhaul. So the plus 40 resistance is now max 1500 HP. Scars of Dusk has gone from all AP plus 16 to plus 28. Ground Slash, the all DP minus 30 on hits, has been changed to minus 25 on hits. In Awakening, the Executioner, all resistance has changed to plus 500 HP, and the all AP plus 30 to plus 45. Greatsword Training, the all AP plus 26 has changed to plus 32. Merciless, they've removed the critical hit damage plus 5%. Greatsword Defense, the all AP plus 26 is now plus 32. And Flow Armor Break and Frenzy Strikes, the all DP minus 30 on hits is minus 25. Then we go into Ranger, the Spirit Healing, the all AP plus 6 is now plus 20. They've reduced the skill damage multiplier for Ranger by 5.11%. Will of the Wind, they've changed the minus DP from 30 to minus 25. Call of the Earth, the ranged accuracy effect, plus 24 for 20 seconds will now be plus 20 for 30 seconds, so a bit more time but less accuracy. In the case of Awakening, Nature's Tremble, Rushing Wind, and Wailing Wind, like Spirit Wailing Wind, they've changed the minus 30 DP to minus 25. Succession Sorceress, they've changed the all resistance plus 30 and ignore all resistance plus 35% to all AP plus 45 for the Abyssal Vanguard. Sorry, Prime Abyssal Vanguard. And Prime Dark Manipulation, they've removed the critical damage from 2.5% and added a magic AP plus 5. In the case of Awakening, the all resistance plus 30 and ignore all resistance plus 35 is also getting the all AP plus 45. Berzerker, Axe of Destruction, Frenzy Destroyer for both classes. The melee AP plus 16 has been changed to plus 28 base per skill level. They've also reduced the skill damage multiplier for Berzerker by 4.41% due to this increase. Succession Beast Form, the all resistance plus 50 will now be plus 500 HP. The all DP plus 20 will be all DP plus 50. And Frenzy Destroyer will get, instead of plus 16 melee AP, plus 28. In Awakening, Titan Syndrome, the all resistance plus 50 will be changed to melee AP plus 35. Blasting, the melee AP plus 16 will be turning into plus 28. Tamer has a general skill damage multiplier negative of 2.26%. Succession, Hoiklung's Aura, the all resistance plus 20 will be plus 500 HP. Sharpening Claws, Flash Stance Shift, Prime Trample, the magic AP is going from plus 16 to plus 22. Flash Pole Thrust and Prime Lightning of the Earth, the minus 30 DP is also going to minus 25. In the case of Awakening, Hoiklung Berserk, the all resistance plus 20 will be all evasion plus 60. Legendary Beast Stance, Echo, Azure Dragon, and Moonlight Strike, the magical AP plus 16 is also turning to 22. And Skybound Stab, Legendary Beast Stance, Echo, White Tiger, and Flow Intimidation, the minus 30 DP is also getting minus 25 DP change. Then we have Musa, Precise Martial Arts. They've changed the following skill effects due to resistance. So the Ignore Knockback Stiff Resistance plus 15 will be all AP plus 5. In the case of Succession Prime Eye of the Storm, the all resistance will be removed, but the all AP will go from plus 20 to plus 30. Ultimate Gale, the all AP goes from plus 10 to plus 20. And they've reduced the skill damage multiplier for Succession Musa specifically by minus 3.7%. In Awakening Musa's Soul, the all resistance plus 50 will be an all evasion plus 60. So more evasion for Awakening Musas. Then we have Maehwa, same change on the Precise Martial Arts, all AP plus 5 instead of the resistance. Blooming Stride, the all ignore resistance will be removed. Due to Prime Blooming Stride losing the ignore all resistance, Red Blade's all AP buff will be changed from plus 10 to plus 24. And also the Blade of the Maehwa, all AP plus 20 will be all AP plus 35. The skills will be lowered by 5.11%, and they've changed the Red Blade's all accuracy buff to no longer be stackable with other all accuracy buffs. Awakening, Pedal Drill Aggression, the minus 30 DP is going to minus 25. And they fixed an issue where the skill's all accuracy buff was stacking on General's Might. Valkyrie, Elion's Blessing, the all debuff resistance will be removed. Divine Descent, the all special attack damage 5% will be all special attack damage plus 2. Heaven's Echo, the all accuracy buff from 24 for 60 seconds is turning into a 20 for 60 seconds. Celestial Cry, the plus 24 all accuracy buff for 60 seconds is turning also into a 20 for 60 seconds. Then we have succession specific. The all resistance plus 10 of Prime Noble Will is a plus 500 HP. Glory of Enslar, the all resistance is turning into plus 1500 HP with 200 HP recovery. All DP plus 20 is turning into all DP plus 50, and the increased SP recovery will be removed. On Awakening, the Noble Spirit, the all resistance plus 50 is turning into plus 200 HP recovery. It's also changed to a forward guard while sprinting. The forward guard while sprinting effect also grants it all debuff resistance except grapple, including from back attacks. That is a bit weird that they're adding it. Okay. All DP plus 20 and is turning into all DP plus 50, and they've increased the SP recovery, or the increased SP recovery has been removed, excuse me. Hastalidium, they've removed the knockdown resistance on hits, and Divina Impulsa, Sanctita de Enslar, the melee AP plus 20 is turning into plus 28. The overall skill multiplier for Awakening Valkyrie will be minus 2.99%. Kunoichi, Crimson Eclipse Prime, and Ninjutsu Commence, they fix an issue with all accuracy buff stacking. Chain Crash, Sun Chakram, and Halo. The Chain Crash, Sun Chakram's critical hit damage will be removed, and Halo's melee AP is going from plus 20 to plus 24. Succession, Malicious Cut. The Ignore Resistance plus 15 is turning into back attack plus 10, down attack plus 10, and air attack plus 10. And they fixed an issue where all accuracy buffs were stacking again. Wizard, Mind Training, the magic AP is going from plus 12 to plus 8, so overall loss. Protected Area, they removed the mention of resistances from the description. Succession, Earth's Response, Flow, Prime, Earth's Response, and Destruction. Magic DP minus 15 is going to minus 20. Equilibrium Break, Prime Aqua Jail Explosion, the magic DP minus 15 is turning into minus 20 as well. In the case of Awakening, the Hellfire, magic AP plus 12 is turning into plus 10 in the highest level. Hellfire, Black Spirit, and Hellfire and Black Spirit Hellfire, the magic DP minus 15 is turning into minus 20 as well. Lava Field, the magic DP minus 15 on hits is also turning into minus 20. Which is pretty much looking the same way. Magic AP plus 12 is turning into Magic AP plus 8. Succession, the Earth Arrow, Earth Response, Prime Earth Response, Destruction, Equilibrium Break, and Aqua Gel Explosion. The minus 15 DP, Magic DP is going to minus 20. And on Awakening, the Equilibrium Break, again, Black Spirit Equilibrium, also minus 15 turning to minus 20. Toxic Flood, same thing, minus 15 to minus 20 Magic DP. Then we have Striker, Prime Unleashing Potential. The all resistance plus 30 is turning into all evasion plus 60. And it recovers 500 HP when using a skill. The 500 HP when using a skill will be turned into 1500. Prime Crimson Fang. The all AP plus 20 is turning all AP plus 28. Knee Hammer, all AP plus 20 turning to 28. But minus 2.99% on the damage multiplier. In the case of Awakening, the Guardrace Training going from plus 16 AP to plus 28. Savage Somersault is going from plus 16 to plus 28. Descendant of Fury, the all resistance is going away, but you get a plus AP 35. They are reducing the skill damage multiplier by 4.41% in that case. Mystic, Prime Somersault, same thing, plus AP 20, turning it into 28. Sweeping Kick also 20 to 28. Minus 2.62% on the damage multiplier. In the case of Awakening, Dragon Eyes, the all resistance increase will be removed. The 500 HP is turning into 1500 recovered, and all TP plus 20 is turning into plus 50. Banha's Cestus is going from all AP plus 16 also to 28. The overall damage multiplier change is 4.41%. Then we have Lahn's Zephyr, the all accuracy plus 5 is turning into all AP plus 12. Prime Crescent Charm on the Succession, the all resistance plus 30 is turning into all AP plus 20, and Annihilator, the plus 50 resistance is turning into all evasion plus 80. So pretty much reinforcing the evasion setup. Archer, Grace of Sylvia, the all AP plus 12 is turning into 20. Steady Breath, same, AP 12 to 20. And Radiant Explosion, the all DP minus 15 is turning into all DP minus 20. Dark Knight Spirit Combustion, the critical hit damage plus 10 is turning into all AP plus 15. Then we have the big one for Shai. They changed the base AP from 47 to 53. Out of My Way, Do It Better. They changed that all AP buffs no longer stack together, sadly. Do It Better, the all AP plus 30 is turning into all AP plus 40. All special attack damage +5 is also going down to +2. Quick 2, Twirl 3, and Hop 3, all DP minus 35 in PvE only, and the all DP minus 10% PvP only will be changed into all DP minus 20. Misty Haze is the biggest one. They've changed the duration of the all DP and all evasion debuffs from 30 seconds to 1 minute. However, the all DP minus 10% is getting a flat rate all DP minus 20. They've also, it can reduce up to all DP minus 35 upon enhancing your soul, and it will not stack with all DP and all evasion reduction effects of other debuffs. The cooldown has been changed from 3 minutes to 1 minute. So overall, with the loss of percentage debuff, this will be a lot weaker. Guardian, the Bone Freezing Wind, the critical hit damage will be removed. All AP plus 12 is turning into plus 20 for that. Prime Frostbitten. Sorry, on succession, Prime Frostbitten Axe, the all AP plus 5 is getting plus 10. Claw Reveal, crit damage is removed. There is an increase of the skill damage multiplier, in this case for 2.41%. And the Prime Black Blood Blessing, the all resistance is turning into plus 10 DP. Awakening, they've also just increased the skill damage multiplier by 4.3% for the decreased crit hit damage. Hashashin, Seer of the Sands, or Prime Seer of the Sands, the ignore all resistance plus 5 is giving plus 100 HP, that's pretty low. Prime Blades Pack, the all resistance plus 30 will be all evasion plus 60, and the ignore all resistance will be an attack speed buff of plus 15. Then we have Nova, Prime Frozen Darkness, the all AP plus 12 is turning into plus 28. Grapple resistance on Korotum's Guard is being removed. Prime Distorted Guard, the grapple resistance is turning into plus 750 HP. There is a damage multiplier going down by minus 5.8%. In Awakening, the On Guard, the critical damage is also removed, and the all AP plus 30 is turning into plus 40. Sage Awakening, Electrify, the ignore all resistance will be a critical hit rate plus 50. The knockdown resistance reduction on hits will be removed off Upsurge. And Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning, the all DP minus 30 will be turning into minus 25. Corsair Succession, Prime Hydropower, the all resistance plus 50 will be all evasion plus 60. Drakania, Marthanon's Rattle, the crit hit damage is also being removed, the all AP plus 12 is turning into plus 20. Dragon's Assault, the all DP minus 15 on hits will be all DP minus 20 on hits. This was added definitely after Between Global and Now. Then we have Succession, Prime Omni Slash, and Burnbolt Rays. The all DP minus 15 is also turning into minus 20. They will be increasing the skill damage multiplier on Drakania by 1.9% due to the crit hit damage removal. In the case of Awakening, Legacy, the all DP plus 20/25 is turning into plus 12, plus 18. This was transferred due to the reduced 8 AP on the passive skill, Marthanon's Rattle. And they increased the skill multiplier of Awakening Drakania by plus 5%. Maegu Awakening, Twirling Cane, the critical hit damage plus 10% is turning into magic AP plus 12. Scholar, Hammer's Punch, melee AP plus 24 is turning into plus 20. The damage multiplier is increasing by 1.56%. Dosa, Stillness and Motion, the ignore all resistance plus 8 is turning into all accuracy plus 20. Succession, the crit hit damage is being removed on Prime Motion of Stillness. The all AP is going up from plus 5 to plus 10. In the case of Awakening, the Elemental Invocation, the ignore all resistance is turning into all DP plus 30, and the all special attack damage plus 5 is turning into plus 2. Elements generate Earth Bears Metal. They've changed the ignore all resistance to all DP plus 20. Then we have finally Deadeye, the Canary Way. The range AP plus 20 is turning into all AP plus 30. And the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, the all DP minus 30 is also going to minus 25. The skill damage multiplier for Deadeye is minus 2.62%. Then we have the big section of the damage ratios. So all classes will have their base damage ratio now set to 89.29%. And each class with Succession and Awakening counted separately will now be grouped into Vanguard, Skirmisher, or Pulverizer. And the damage ratios will be applied as follows. Vanguard deals 5% damage to Pulverizers, Pulverizers 5% to Skirmishers, and Skirmishers 5% to Vanguards. We've gone through this last Friday, but here I'm just going to scroll through. Here we have the Succession classes for the Vanguard and the Awakening classes for Vanguard. If you want to, just pause the video real quick. Then we have for Skirmishers, the Succession section and the Awakening section. And then we have the Pulverizer, Succession section, and Awakening/Ascension. They've adjusted the PvP damage ratios for all class skills to match all the unified base damage ratio. These changes aim to ensure the gameplay experience remains as the same as before. If a class previously had 100% PvP damage ratio, both PvE and PvP have been increased. Shai's PvP base damage ratio has been increased by 38.14%, and this increase is directly applied to the Shai's PvP damage. So here we see a list. As far as I know, this is the increase from Shai. Then we have item changes, so species and damage. The extra damage to humans will be remaining as extra AP against humans. The extra damage to demi-humans will be turned into extra AP against demi-humans. Camasylvia will also turn into Camasylvian monsters, and extra damage to all species will turn into extra damage of all species. They've removed the following skill add-on effects, so extra AP against monster, extra damage to humans, and extra damage to humans decrease has all been removed from these skill add-ons. They've added an extra AP against adventurers effect. Items in Lightstone's combination have previously had extra HP against humans for extra HP against all species, now also have the extra HP against adventurers effect. Bonus extra AP against monsters. When your displayed AP reaches 310 or higher, you'll gain extra AP against monsters plus 8 for each additional AP. As a result, some sub-weapons now grant even more extra AP against monsters. So here we can see the full list up to Tuvala deck. And we can see some examples. The ignore resistance removal, they've adjusted certain item effects to reflect the removal of the ignore resistance. So in the case of Kutum, the ignore all resistance plus 10 is turning into all resistance plus 10. The Black Magic Crystal Precision, the ignore all resistance is being removed. The all accuracy is going from plus 8 to 12. The Crystal of Alcar, the all accuracy plus 12 is turning into 18. The ignore all resistance is dropping. Visionary Crystal of Alcar, similar thing. The all accuracy plus 20 is turning into plus 30. Kutumland, in all its forms, the ignore all resistance is turning into all resistance plus 5. Manos White Coral Belt, the ignore all resistance is turning also into all resistance. The weight limit is also increasing a little bit by plus 10 LT. And the Rosar set effect is turning into from ignore all resistance to all accuracy plus 20. They've also removed the ignore resistance effect from the following items. So here we see a big list. We have, for example, Valencia Mio, King of Jungle Hamburg, Perfume of Insight, the Alchemy Stones of Destruction, Vel's Heart, the Bearlit Alchemy Stones, Ramon's Alchemy Stone of Destruction, Khan's Heart, Ator, the Event Pie. We also have the upgraded Vel's Hearts, and the Ultimate Combined Magic Crystal Macalots and Han Combined Magic Crystal Macalots. They've also changed the effects of the simple cron meal, so the plus 5% down attack damage will be now back attack plus 5 and crit hit damage plus 5. They also deleted all items with ignore resistance effects. The deleted items have been compensated with silver, equivalent to their central market value. So here we see Olukas crystals, for example, Lightstone of Fire, for the Rigid Vines, Meteor Typhoon, and Earthquake. Some of the Reforged Stones, and other magical crystals. They've also deleted the Arena of Solar exclusive crystals, which is the Glorious Crystal of Courage for the Ignore Resistances, Time Spirit Crystal Perforation, and Missing Captain's Crystal Negotiation. They've also removed the Essence of Courage and Fragment of Courage, which were used to craft these items. Silver has been sent to your central market storage based on how many you owned. 30 million for each Essence of Courage, and Fragment of Courage 50 mil. If you own a box that guaranteed an Essence of Courage, you will also receive silver. This is the Guild League victory rewards, both season and events, and the defeat rewards. They've also removed the Essence of Courage from item exchange below for the Resplendent Medal of Honor, Seal of Solar, and Ellie's Special Seal. Grapple resistance increase effect has also been removed. The Grapple resistance enhancer, Lightstone of Earth, Sand, Ancient Magic Crystal of Nature Sturdiness, and Red Battlefield Crystal Sturdiness are all gone. You can also no longer obtain that crystal from Erethea's Gift, Forgotten Witch Token, and Tori's Box of Valuables. They've changed the item effect of Knockdown Bound resistance with the removal of the Grapple resistance increase effect, and the amount of resistance provided remains unchanged on the following items. Then we have the Lightstone combinations that are being removed. So here we have Brown Bear, Art of Grappling, Beatdown, Shockwave, Dominate, Predation, Exceed, Crazed, Wrestler, Center of Gravity, Mind in the Clouds, Blur, and Protection, all being removed due to their all resistance and ignore resistance effects. Then we have the guild skill being removed. They've deleted the following skills that were only usable during Node 1 Conquest War, which is Frenzied Fighter for the all resistance plus 10. Intimidating Force, same thing. Blessing, the siege weapon damage resistance plus 30. The protection siege weapon damage resistance plus 30. Any guild points will be refunded, and the location of the boost morale has been changed. This has been done to streamline the Node War participation. They're also removing the blessing skill alongside the combat system overhaul, adjusted siege weapon damage accordingly. Then we have ship damage adjustments. So the damage to other ships is now reduced by 45 to 55%. Damage to sea monsters will remain the same. They've added a damage reduction rate to the description of ship items, such as the figureheads, and I don't think that's supposed to be gloves, that's supposed to be the hull. They've also merged a Sea Crystal effect. The extra damage to ships and sea monsters will now be merged. If you will now grant both effects at once. So if you have either one of the crystals, you already have it done. The debuff resistance against monsters has been removed. So we have Elixir resistance being changed into all resistance plus 5, plus 15 on the sharp resistance, plus 8. Valkyrie Capture Sunset, go into all resistance plus 100. Black Star Defense Gear 3-set effect is turning into all resistance plus 5. The Obsidian Black Star Defense Gear 3 effect, and the Narchilian also turning into all resistance plus 5. Then we have the big monster and monster zone updates. So the goal is to ensure that adventurers can achieve optimal efficiency by fighting in zones that match their current AP. So here, for example, we have recommended AP changes for Jade Starlight going from 260 to 270. City of the Dead Quint Elvia also going plus 10. Then we have Crescent Shrine Dekia, Olin 1 Dekia, Ash Dekia 1, Kadri Dekia all going. Sorry, Kadri Dekia not. So Crescent, Olins, and Ash all going up by plus 15. Kadri is going up by plus 20. Tungred Runes going up by 10 to 330. Dokkaebi Forest going up by 25 to 335. Darkseeker's Retreat going from 330 to 340. Golden Pig Cave going also up to 345. And Ash Forest Dekia 2 going from 340 to 345. But with this also comes the max AP limit changes. So the max AP before limit for Mirror Monk used to be 380, now it's 560. Thornwood going up to 756 with History and Tortuga as well. Then we have Sakurai Underwater Ruins Abyssal and Star's End going up to 800. Tunkuta, Gyfin Razia Temple Upper, and Paddocks going for 825. Abandoned Monastery, 856. Also sharing this with Winter Tree Fossil and Mirrorwalk's Labyrinth. Jade Starlight Forest and Hongland Base going to 950 instead of 850. Then we have Primal Giant plus Elvia, Gyfin Razia Underground. Primal Giants, Elvia going up to 1000. Gyfin Razia Temple Underground and Olin's Valley going up to 1030. Ash Forest. Oh, this is a big one. So, Ash Forest, Crypt of Resting Thoughts, Hexy Sanctuary Elvia, Ackman Temple Dekia, History Dekia, Pilaku, and Road Sulphur all going up to 1130. Then we have a section for the Cyclops Dekia, Thornwood Dekia, Israel Highlands, and Tunkuda Dekia going up to 1180. Quint Elvia, City of the Dead going up to 1295. Ash Forest Dekia, Olin's Dekia, Crescent Shrine Dekia, that should all be Dekia 1, going up to 1350. Tungred Ruins and Kadri Ruins Dekia going up to 1395. Dokkaebi Forest 1445. Darkseeker's Retreat 1490. This also with Fortunate Golden Pig Cave, Olin's Valley Dekia 2. Ash Forest Dekia 2 is going for 1540, including the regular Pig Cave, and the Orzekia Elvia sitting at 1595. So they've also adjusted the loot table for monster zones with recommended AP 270 or higher, and they changed Fortunate Golden Pig Cave monsters to now be affected by DP reduction effects. Then we also have the Agris Fever point adjustment. So they changed the Agris Fever consumption across all zones according to the max AP limits. This is based on the usage you would earn in each zone. You can go through this bit by bit. we have effectively Agris going up and down across multiple spots, where I'm just going to scroll through this a bit slower so you can pause it where you are. Overall, some spots are definitely getting an increase in the Agris efficiency, including some of the Dekia spots, getting a massive improvement, and you'll be able to grind it for longer. While other places are definitely going up a little bit, they used to be big Agris spots. This is actually the most interesting thing. Fortunate Golden Pig Cave will also now be affected by Agris. They're also rebalancing monster zones in general. So here we have Dekia Lantern monster zone changes. So overall, the DP is going up and monster HP is going up on some spots. So here we have Road Sulfur Mine Dekia, Pilaku, Histria, Atman, similar cases with different values. Cadre Ruins, Crescent Shrine, Tunkuta, Thornwood Forest, similar thing. There is a small difference between some of the mobs, so weakened versions have just HP increase, Cadre Commander, for example, up. They've also removed some collision effects from attacks. Overall, just pause where you are. So here we have Ash Forest, Cyclops Dekia, Olin's Valley Dekia, which actually has a monster HP negative. Ash Forest 2, AP is going down, but the HP and DP is going up, except for the Void Absorbed Garias. In the case of Dekia 2, monster DP is going up. The left arm's going up significantly, general monster HP as well. Left arm HP going up, hard HP going up. Only the Olin itself is losing HP. Then we have some interesting changes for the Elvia monster zones. So Primal Giants, Hexy Sanctuary, and Quint Hill are getting Caphras added, and in the case of the first two, also Ancient Spirit Dust. Also, you will now be able to get the Black Disto earrings from all spots from the monsters besides the boss spawns, whereas Zekia Elvia has the monster HP also increasing a bit. Then we have general monster changes, so Tunkuda has changed the party spot to a solo monster spot, sadly. They've changed monsters to debuff attacks to knockdown / bound. Then we have some general DP increases. Israel Highlands is having the Caphras being added to loot drops. That is a highlight. Otherwise, we have Fortunate Golden Pig Cave, also the DP HP going up, and the Golden Pig King HP also going up. And also on Olin's, they've added the Berzerker earring to loot drops, which I think is, yeah, that is regular Olin's. Boss changes, the Black Shrine Calamity 8 to 9. The DP is going up by plus 6%, and they've lowered the AP limits from 1,500 with 70% cap to 1,000 with 50% cap. Black Shrine group bosses, the DP is going on normal to plus 12 and hard to plus 6%, and the AP limits is also going from 1,070% to 1,050, and it's the same for hard mode. The final Gladius, the monster DP is going up by plus 6%. Monster AP limits are also going from 1,370% to 1,050. And finally, we have Ataraxian. They've adjusted the AP limit for the Ezekiel boss monster from 1,300 as well to 1,050%. They've also removed the Agris Fever and no Agris Fever tags from the Monster Zone Info UI, and the Party of 2 for Tunkuta and Dekia Tunkuta. Hunting monster balance changes. They've also changed the formula for hunting and sniping monsters, so the damage is now fixed rather than random between a minimum and maximum value. On average, damage has increased by 1 to 2% when back attacks and critical hits apply. Items, we have the Merv carry-on bag, which is being released. So they've added the Merv carry-on bag with 8 slots for a quick outfit swap, and Patrigios extra large apparel bag 40 slots for expanded storage. The Merv carry-on bag has been added for 12 purchases per family per year in the loyalty shop. And with the Merv carry-on bag, the change function swaps out your entire outfit in one go. Any parts not stored in the bag will be unequipped from your character during the change. Note that this setting is designed to prevent items stored in Merv's carry-on bag from getting mixed up when you use the change function repeatedly. You are going to get a few of these bags if you've already had Patrigios. I think it was 1-to-1 the current Patrigio for the Mervs. Then we have the Patrigios extra large apparel bag to the loyalty shop, which is max purchasable 5 per family. And they've issued the same number. Here it is. The same number of Merv carry-on bags and Patrigio apparel bags you own via the Black Spirit safe, and they changed so that the Patrigio apparel bag can no longer be obtained from quests or the secret shop. Mount changes, they adjusted the horse damage to no longer scale with adventurer's AP, and it is now fixed damage. They've also changed that you cannot use mouse movement while performing horse attack skills. Quest and knowledge, we have the adventurer log reward changes. So pretty much everything is going to be on the Igor Batali logs. You will be getting extra rewards that will be sent to your Black Spirit safe if you've already completed the logs. So in the case of Rule of Peace Travel, when you get Advice of Alks instead of HP, the All DP +1 from Fugros Road to Success will be a special gift box. The Old Moon Herald's Journal will give you extra titles and Valk's Cries. The PvP Records collection will give you boxes from the Rift bosses and more titles and gold bars. Shakatu's Merchant's Archive is giving manor decorations. Then we have Doran Morgrim's giving item collection increase scrolls. The Eyes of Adventurer is giving Embers of Primordial, Sunkyung coins, Crystal of Darkness, and Kebi charms, and even a Prank Kebi and a title. Storybook Morning Bosses, the Embers of Hunkig will be rewarded instead of the previous stats. And for that, the Igor Batali is getting its stat increased across the board. We have pretty much Volume 1 giving HP and Stamina. Then we have the first AP and DP showing up in Volume 2. Then we have more DP in Volume 3 instead of the weight. The weight is coming up later in bigger stacks. So overall, everything will be completable through the Igor Batali. If you complete all of them, you will get all the stats. They've also improved the Volume 8 Chapter 1 to only display the required wagon registration, and they added details about the food crafting requirements for Chapter 2 on the same volume, and they made the explanation clearer for the Volume 13 Chapter 6 Elephant registration. Then we have the Pit of Undying changes. So in all cases, they've adjusted to prioritize attacking the adventurer first. There's changes for Cardoon. He will now Berserk only once, and they reduced the duration of the Berserk mode. In the case of Caesar, they removed the mechanic where certain debuffs would remove the buffs specific situations. Now multiple debuffs must be applied quickly. They've also improved certain animations. Cassandra Summon Kun, they added a mechanic where its buff can be removed by applying the debuff in certain situations. Duran, the special attack from 2 times has been changed to 1. There's also a warning message for its attacks. They also changed it that if you fail the mechanic, it will reset after a certain time. In the case of Solaria, it will now apply the DP buff when the adventurer is 99% HP or higher, and immediately applies it if you are below that. The base AP has been increased by 9.5. Kirill, they've improved the post-attack teleportation. In the case of Gotharenza, they removed the requirements to apply a debuff with a back attack, and they reduced the number of debuff applications needed to remove buffs. Caraxia, they've increased the number of debuff applications and debuff check time required to trigger its powerful attack. Caraxia now gains a DP buff when on guard, and they've reduced the number of times she can use guard from 3 to 2 with a reduced cooldown. It's also changed from a daily quest to a weekly quest. This will allow you to get, more Crow's Black Jewels and progress faster. They've reduced the number of Crow Black Jewels required for the promotion from 250 to 200, and they've adjusted the number of Seals of Undying you receive for defeating Yulho from 30 to 150. So if you get a Yulho, you will get 650 Seals of Undying instead of 500. That is very close to the old maximum without Yulhos. It is a little bit sad that it's going from 700 to 500, from the previous 7 times a week to 1 time a week. The exchange has also changed from 3 for 3 crown stones for 1 to 1. I mean, overall it remains the same. They also simplified a bunch of prerequisite quests. So the family inventory is now a Black Spirit quest. Same goes for the family inventory weight increase. Nader's Band, Crystal presets, Marnie's Suspicious Device, aka the tagging system. There is some level requirements, but that's about it. Shang Chung's the fish tank now requires you to catch a single fish. Green Thumb, it pretty much unlocks after the first quest and not after the full chain. Camping tools, is talking to Clow. It can be accepted at a certain level instead of going through the entire quest chain near Bear. For the instruments, you just have to talk to Artina. Sealed Fairy Wings exchange, so they can now be exchanged even without completing the quest. And they changed it so the Marnie shop can be used without completing the quests for the Marnie's music. And finally, we have the Tier 5 pet, can also be done without completing the quest. And Marnie Wave will no longer consume energy. Then we have the removal of all NPC Amity buffs. They've also added a completion for the Simplified Quest and requirements to accept new and returning exclusive quests that reward Cliff's weapon boxes. These are listed here. Then we have Node and Conquest. So they've adjusted buffs from skills, passive, and skill add-ons to be applied outside of stat limits along each class to better utilize their unique traits. They've improved it so that when a character is affected by debuff effects, the stat reductions are now taken from within stat limits. And they've reduced siege weapon damage by 50% due to the removal of the blessing skill. They've also increased the damage dealt to certain structures and mounts by approximately 1.5 times when using the old ballista arrows in Conquest War. This includes wooden fence gate, flimsy wooden fence, medium siege tower, large siege tower, barricade, and iron barricade. They've also improved the equipment My Stats UI for clearer, more intuitive display of your detailed stats. So they added a view bonus stat section that lets you easily check bonus stats based on your displayed AP and DP. Here we can see an example of this. They've also adjusted artifact presets in your inventory to now appear in their own separate window. Doomcaller to the UI has been added to the UI. They've also fixed an issue where find NPC storage by territory, where 3 locations were displaying the town name instead of the territory. This was Mountain of Eternal Winter, Land of the Morning Light, and Ulukita. They also fixed the capital of Ulukita to be correctly displayed as Musgar, and they changed the mount type and horse tier displays so text will no longer be cut off with ellipses. Upper screen notification also had some improvements for cooking and alchemy. This was not on global, so they pretty much removed the notification message that used to appear, and you can still check the results in your item drop log. Enhancement UI improvements at the last Hydo Ball. They also mentioned the enhancement UI improvements would arrive on July 30th, along with streamlined enhancement terminology. They're finalizing these features and they are pushing this back. Then we have some translation changes. The event 3,333 Day Earring is turning into 3,333 Day Earrings. Goddess of Compassion is turning into Goddess of Kindness. Hansu is turning into Hanso. Ataraxian Joining is turning into Ataraxian Rendezvous. And the Dry Well is changing into Dried Up Well. Then we have the modifications and changes. So they've improved the music album composition feature so that when you select an instrument, add notes, and immediately press play, the playback bar now stops at the correct position. They also fixed an issue where filtering could not be used immediately after logging in or selecting a character. Fixed an issue where AOS matches would sometimes not end when timers ran out. They fixed an issue where interacting with Central Market Director Shield without having obtained Island Batarle's knowledge would incorrectly guide you to Logia Farm instead of Island. They also fixed an issue where the thrifty skills for workers did not function properly when crafting items requiring 6 or more materials. They also fixed an issue where the camera zoom in, zoom out feature could be activated using the default key combination of LB, left button plus right button, and right stick up and down, even after changing the key bindings. They also fixed an issue where the season characters cannot be moved via the world map on the View Family characters. They also fixed an issue where Crystal Effects button and View Family Characters button on the world map did not work. They also fixed issues where the switch character function could not be used after moving a non-seasonal character to another node. Further, they fixed issues where the tip messages at the bottom of the loading screen were displayed awkwardly. Gamepad mode, they fixed an issue where unnecessary UI remained after Ataraxian. And Wukong, they fixed some issues on the Campus Blossom shoes and the Campus Blossom helmet. And the critical hit damage increase +1 effect from Reforged Stone was being applied as +2%. And they fixed an issue where the damage reduction rate limit was set too high during Conquest Wars in Valencia. Then we're going into events. Oh, no, the events is missing. There we go. Here's the event. We have the Baby Vel is back and the race 2. So pretty much from July 24th to August 7th, you can take the event quest on the Black Spirit. This will take you to the Morning Light Sea Palace. If you're in the Land on Morning Light, you must have learned the Tale of Komiho knowledge to accept the quest. If you're outside of Morning Light, you can accept the quest on any character from level 30. Heading to the Sea Palace, you dive into the swirling sea. One of them is located at the Velia Cliff location, Coastal Cliff, and the other one at Oldol Strait Cliff. You're also totally welcome to the Sea Palace. So we have the Seek Out Dorio for your bubbly diving suit if you have not gotten it. You also have the shell-stopping hair-raising race and defeating Baby Vel to bring peace to the palace. And finally, we have defeating Vel for double drop chance going on. So first off, we have the Dorio's Curious Catch quest. This quest can be only completed once per family during the event period. Maybe we can get a second bubbly diving suit. So do check it out if you already got it last time. Miss Mio versus Mr. Turret. The race is happening every day from 10 to midnight, every hour. Around 5 minutes before the race begins, you claim your ticket and choose the NPC, and then you wait for the race to finish. And after the race, you can do the ticket exchange if you are on the winning team, and then you hand in your winning tickets to Serong. This is available once per week per family. So here we have enhancement help kits, and for the other one, we have ancient spirit dusts. Then we have Baby Vel, defeating Baby Vel. You talk to the Durong Shellfolk captain. He will give you a transformation scroll, and then you can take on Baby Vel. Here are the spawn times: 9:30 p.m. Actually 16:30 UTC for NA, 23:30 and 05:45. And for EU, we have the Central European summertime, 9:30 in the morning, 6:30 in the evening, and 10:45 in the evening, similar as the crab was. You also have a step-by-step guide. So first you obviously transform, then you use a scroll, then you get to the highest point, and then you can attack Baby Vel, or you can just shoot at it from the floor. Once it's defeated, you do need to head to this bridge to pick up your loot. And the loot includes gold bars, corals, Caphras, cronstones, and then at set probability, the Roaring Bundle, a 1000 G gold bar, more corals, and golden pearls. And you also get a quest from the captain. And then finally, during the event, defeat Vel to obtain one more bundle. If you want to return, you do need to head to this corner and walk up top, and from here you can interact and teleport to Dalbiol, Moodle, or Velia. We also have the title treasure chest, which is the probability chest. Pretty much just click through it. The event roaring, Baby Vel Roaring bundle has the standard drops, including the Vel's concentrated magic and box of 100 cronstones. Then we have Caphras extraction and item copy. So first off, Caphras will be extracted at 1 silver per stone with a 100% extraction rate, and you can copy items with 1 Marnie unstable fuel. So pretty much Caphras and Marnie event as usual. Then finally we get into the Pearl Shop. We have got a choose your own ocean spray box. This will be able to be opened if you already had your pre-order. The female ocean spray outfits has snorkel cap, bodysuit, or shorts, and swim fins or beach sandals. The male class options is again snorkel cap, bodysuit, shorts, swim fins, beach sandals, or clogs. And in the case of Shai, we have the ocean spray clothes with a point. I'm guessing it's just supposed to be a highlight of a watch and a water gun, and a snorkel cap, swim fins, beach sandals, and clogs. Then we have the Gotta Get That Bag. Merv's carry-on bag is being added for 300 loyalties with 12 purchases within the sale period, so till the end of the year. Patrigios extra large apparel bag is available for 3,000 loyalties. Then we have new packs, the summer discount 1+1 title treasure chest, 470 pearls, not available in Belgium and Netherlands. Then we have minus 55% July's Ultimate Premium Pack. This is minus 55% to 14,602 pearls for 2 premium outfits, 4 premium enhancement boxes, and sweet premium enhancement boxes. This is RNG, so again, not available in Belgium and Netherlands. Then we have minus 50 on the July Resplendent Premium Pack for again 2 outfits and Resplendent Journey boxes. This is 4,426 pearls. Similar for the Ultimate Premium Enhancement Box, Sweet Premium Enhancement Box, RNG boxes effectively, 4,275 pearls. Then we have Summer Discount Choose Your Bundle Pack for 14,280. This is pretty much RNG bags. Then we have the same for Bundle Pack 2 for minus 10% for 5,040 pearls. Then we have the Blessing of All the Moon Pack, which is running from 24th to August 7th. 50% off for a 7-day times 2 Blessing of Old Moon Pack for 1,516 pearls. This covers all 3 buffs. Then we have the Artisan Memory Pack as usual for 1,000 pearls. Choose your Resplendent Journey box for 1,026. Nader's Parchment is 60% off for 440 pearls. This is purchasable 1 per family. Item Brand Spellstone, 50% off for 1,000 pearls for 5. Summer Discount Choose Your Mount Pack, which is just typical mount box, 1,250. Then we have the Equipment Tailoring coupon finally for 60% off for 600 pearls. This is purchasable once per family. And with that, thank you, and I hope this helped. I know it was a long one. Thank you for bearing with me. And I know I took some shortcuts on the patch notes, but I needed to on this one.